All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Already Canceled podcast, the podcast where we have no idea what we're talking about or what we're doing. We come up with these topics 5 minutes before we start to shoot, and then we just go, yeah, that sounds pretty good. Let's go ahead and do that one. So today's topic is going to be, what do you do to cheer yourself up when life gets you down? There's a lot of things in life that make us upset, day-to-day things that give us the blues. You know, when you go to the taco truck and they only give you red sauce, no green sauce.
I like the green sauce, though.
Nah. Whenever, it's only you and I today, Orlando. Whenever the two other co-hosts decide, you know what, today's not for me, I don't want to pull up to this podcast. It's all good. I understand. But
shout out to the boys, though.
It gets you a little upset from time to time. You know, whenever you start a podcast, you invest a lot of money in microphones and recording equipment, and you get 200 views on your first video, 100 views on your second, and now we're down to 30. We're one-hit wonders. I don't know what to tell y'all.
Shout out to all the viewers and the Instagram followers.
Whenever you record a video and then your dumbass accidentally forgets to get record, or my dumbass forgets to hit record on the camera, we got to shoot this a second time. It happens, We don't know what we're doing. We just freeballing this shit, But in all seriousness, what do you like to do, Orlando, when life gets you down?
What I can't take a moment, take the question in, relax, think about it a little bit.
Take your time, baby. Take your time.
All right. So basically, I honestly enjoy watching wrestling. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, whether I'm in a good mood, bad mood, whatever I am, I love watching wrestling. And so, I tend to just watch a lot of wrestling if I'm down, or watch cartoons. I'm a big fan of. As of lately, I've been watching a lot of King of the Hill.
That's my purse. I don't know you. Bam.
But, going back to the wrestling, like, I remember as a child, just loving wrestling and getting banned from watching wrestling as a child and just doing it behind my parents' back. And now it's become like a weird obsession to where, like, I'm a 25-year-old man watching
oiled up men in tights. Go at it.
Yep.
It's a beautiful sight, ain't it?
Hey, but I enjoy it. I love watching wrestling. I won't watch it live or anything, but I enjoy watching the clips. I like watching the good parts. I enjoy. Hey, what is that?
Orlando, you are not the only one that enjoys watching wrestling from time to time. If y'all can't see, this is a shirt of Bad Bunny jumping off the top rope.
Stretch it out.
Oh, I have it tucked in. And giving somebody the splash. So,
shout out Eddie
Guerrero. Also, I brought you another little gift because I knew on the last episode, Orlando, you said that when you were a child, you wanted to be the world heavyweight champion. And today, I would like to tell you, sir, you are the goddamn champion. So a round of applause for the new world heavyweight champion of the world, Mr. Orlando Saravia, a.k.a. Horlando, a.k.a. Oscar. How does it feel to be that great?
I don't need a championship to let me know how great I am. But I do appreciate the gesture.
Yeah.
Wow. This is one of my favorite belts.
Yeah.
A lot of the greats have worn this belt. Many of the WCW, but in the modern time, the game, Triple H.
The greatest heel of all time.
Shawn Michaels.
The Heartbreak Kid.
Batista.
The Animal.
Edge.
The Rated R Superstar.
John Cena.
John Cena.
You can't see me.
Oh, Lord.
Randy Orton.
Oh, the legend killer.
From out of nowhere.
And he's also a very handsome man.
No homo.
No, it's not gay. He's, bro, like, you got to admit, it's a good-looking fella.
This is a big beauty right here. I appreciate this.
That's Ric Flair's belt. Booker T wore that. 5-time WCW world champion. Hey, who else had that one?
Bill Goldberg.
Chris Benoit. Chris Jericho had it.
Oh,
Rey Mysterio wore it. Had it.
The Great Khali.
The Great Khali. Oh, worthless ass Great Khali. All right. Yeah, no, I get you on the wrestling. I think it's nostalgic, especially growing up as a kid. Like you said, Eddie Guerrero, the greatest of all time, in my opinion, because it taught me that a passionate Latino man could do anything he set his mind to.
He can lie, cheat, and steal.
And still,
exactly what he does.
yeah. Thanks for exposing me. Expose. Yeah, lie, cheat, and steal. Yeah. No, I feel you on the wrestling though. But is it just a nostalgic feeling for you that brings you joy, or is it like what about it is it that just brings you up?
You know, I think wrestling does really get a lot of criticism to where people call it fake or whatnot. But if you get suplexed, that ain't fake.
That ain't fake.
If you get frog splash,
that ain't fake.
If you get hurt, that ain't fake.
If you jump off a 16-foot ladder,
that ain't fake.
If you get speared 16 feet in the air,
that ain't fake. If you get punched, that might be a little fake. If
you get buried alive or put in a burning casket,
you know, we'll draw the line there. No, but I just enjoy it's like a storytelling, and I really enjoy storytelling. I enjoy seeing the physical action. And then again, I'm not saying all wrestling is good, nor all wrestling is bad, but there's some of my favorite wrestlers that I enjoy. CM Punk, Daniel or Bryan Danielson. Shout out to AEW.
Yes.
You know, you got to go to one of their shows. We came out on TV. We'll probably post the video.
We post the clips. Yeah. We came out on WWE's first live show back, SmackDown in Houston.
So we're
and the cameraman he saw Orlando and he was like, "Damn, that's a beautiful man. Let me keep panning into him."
Hey, we're famous, so you're not talking to any type of peasant. So make sure to like and subscribe, and it really helps out with the YouTube algorithm.
No, we're not begging. We better get more than 30 views. I'm not begging anybody.
Hey, once they see our faces and don't see Leo's or Chris's, you know, they'll probably just skip away from the video.
The superstars aren't here. It's just the two bums that are associated with it.
But it's all good. No, but getting back to yeah, it's a little bit of nostalgia, but yeah. It's also, you know, just it's something that I enjoy watching, you know. So it's like, I know a lot of people love watching basketball, football. I enjoy watching those things too, but I enjoy watching wrestling. Like, I love watching it. Like, I'm the type of guy that goes back and watches Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles, like a 4-year-old.
Or I thought actually you were gonna go back further than that. I thought you were gonna go Stone Cold The Rock, WrestleManias.
See, I didn't grow up in that era, but
you can still go back and appreciate it.
But I go back and appreciate it. You know,
sure.
Mankind getting thrown from the Hell in the Cell cage by the Undertaker.
Dude, man, I'm surprised that man can still walk.
Or watching Kurt Angle with his intensity, like, man, these are people that kill it. Or watching like I watched a 1-hour wrestling match, Bryan Danielson versus Hangman Adam Page in AEW. They went for 1 hour. How the hell they did it? I fell asleep. I ain't gonna lie, but I watched it. And so these are just things that I enjoy watching. I'll put them on to go to sleep. Not all the time, of course, but I do enjoy watching it. And I did say cartoons, you know, just watching. I've been watching a lot of King of the Hill. Not that I've been upset lately, but hey, I mean, you gotta learn how to self-defense. You know, it's a tough world out here. You know,
if somebody grabs your purse, kick them in the head.
Straight. You know, distract them by saying, "I don't know you."
God,
that's my purse. Bam.
God damn it, Bobby.
Hey, you know, but we just want to thank our sponsor, Strickland Propane.
Strickland Propane, yes, sir.
Shout out to Hank Hill, where he sells propane
and propane accessories.
But I don't know. What about you, Christian? Like, I know I could probably talk about King of the Hill or WWE, AEW a lot. But what about you? What do you enjoy?
Give me a second. So while I speak.
Oh. My bad. I just got dethroned.
Yeah, because you know, a king needs his gold. Head ass.
A peasant needs something to represent them to feel great.
Nah, dude, I'm going on a quick side note here. I did love wrestling growing up too, up until the point where Eddie Guerrero died. I think that's the point where I dropped off. I mean, he was my favorite wrestler for obvious reasons. I could just relate to him. But yeah, I mean, this belt, even though it's not mine, I love Triple H. Triple H's theme song, Triple H's swagger. To this day, when I'm in the gym, I want to be Triple H. Like, I will listen to his entrance music while I'm working out or on the way to the gym. So, and it's Motorhead, dude. I mean, you can't go wrong with Motorhead. They sang Triple H's, they sang Evolutions. It's just great music all the way around. But to answer your question about what do I do whenever life gets me down, Working out for sure, just because for the amount of time that I'm in the gym, I can just forget about, I guess, everything. Just put my music on and take out all my anger, my frustrations, or my sadness out on the weights. They don't have feelings, so I don't got to worry about it.
How long have you been working out?
Oh, dude, it's been a while. I joined a gym for the first time when I was 16, so that's been 9 years.
And how did you get involved, or how did you get into the gym? Was it like a hype thing at the time, or was it something that you really wanted to do?
Well, I was scrawny as shit. Like I played football my freshman year of high school. I was terrible. I was like the third string corner on B team. I was the smallest dude on the team. Every time coach, she was like, "Hey, have you played?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I played." I didn't play a goddamn minute. I didn't even want to play. Every time they put me in there, I'm gonna get an offside so you can take me out real quick. I do not want to play. That dude is at least 50 pounds heavier than me. Like, I don't want no piece of that. I'm not out. I want to live to see another day. I'm not out here trying to get trucked. But we started working out in football. I loved working out on the off season. And then I guess it just stuck with me ever since. And when I turned 16, I could finally sign up for a gym. Shout out Planet Fitness. Gets a lot of hate, but they give you free pizza the first Monday of every month, or the first Friday of every month, and free bagels the first Monday of every month. So if you're bulking, go to Planet Fitness.
So is that the point where you started using the gym as an scapegoat, or how did that happen to where you started going to the gym because you were upset or had a hard day? Or
Well, I mean, I was a teenager, so I had a lot of pent up anger and emotions going through me. I was angry at the world, but I don't know if it necessarily started as an escape, but it became an escape just because it became so familiar to me. So I always joke around and say when I'm at the gym, this is my happy place, because I don't care about what that do. I don't give a fuck about nobody in here. I'm just focused on what I'm doing. I'm talking to myself the whole time I'm working out. I'm hyping myself up. I got my music going. I'm probably daydreaming about something stupid, and I'm just picking heavy things up and putting them down gently.
And so now, like, I know you've kind of shared with us that you're kind of like zealous of your gym time, because if you don't get to go to the gym, then you kind of get upset at yourself. And so how many days a week do you go to the gym? How many hours do you put a day?
It depends. So I wouldn't say zealous. I'm anal about my gym time.
I mean, that's zealous because that's your time with the gym.
That's my time and my happy place.
Hey, we got to use big words out here. We got to let them know we're educated.
I went to college in Burnley.
I have some college experience.
Yeah, barely, but I'm anal about my gym time just because I like to work out. At this point, it's not only my happy place, it's also a habit. So if I don't get to work out for a few days, I feel weird. It throws me off. My body's just like, I feel weak. Like, we need to get up and do something. We need to pick something up. So I feel weird. But as far as how much time I spend in the gym, it honestly depends on what my schedule looks like at that time. But usually I'll work out. Right now, I just started a new program that I set up for myself. So I'm doing 5 days a week. And it's probably an hour 15 to an hour 45. Hour 45 being where I'm doing a lot of leg movements. And then the shorter workouts is just upper body, like doing arms, which curls for the girls, but they're really not that useful. So they're just there for show. You're trying to get your strength of, chest, your titties, your legs. You need a strong back. So try to focus on things that will actually get me stronger, because I kind of got bored of bodybuilding. So that's my happy stuff.
I enjoy going to the gym too, but like my journey has been kind of like a little funny. I think I joined the gym when I was 19, and I paid for a membership for like 4 years without ever going consistently.
Bro. I get my money's worth.
Shout out to Planet Fitness, because those rates were affordable at the time.
Oh, Planet Fitness gets a lot of hate, but Planet Fitness ain't too bad, especially if you're just there just to get a quick sweat in or something.
Hey, I mean, you got to start somewhere,
For sure.
And I think last year it's whenever I started focusing on my physical health, and I used the gym as something to help me out through. I don't know if I was depressed. I was definitely heartbroken, but I would go to the park daily, so I enjoyed going to nature. It wasn't the gym yet, but as I built consistency, and then And then actually, I think at that point I was just motivated to go. I had no consistency. And then I started seeing that I needed some consistency in my life. So I did join a gym class to where it was once a week to where I go now like about 3 times a week. And then I try to go to the park as often too. So I'm not.
Do you go whenever you're mad, or do you just, is it becoming a habit, or what makes you think that that's your escape as opposed to something that you're just trying to do to get healthier?
So, I think the gym is really mental.
For sure.
A lot of people start going because of motivation, but motivation, I think what I've learned, runs out. And if you don't have motivation, then you need to have consistency. And what I've noticed in the gym is that before I was only willing to do so much, but I've had to fight myself. And as I grow as a person, I realize that I need to grow, and I can't just put myself limitations. So the gym is also something where I used to put myself a lot of limitations, like I can't lift heavy, I shouldn't go that.
Nah, baby.
So this is where I fight myself. I'm coping with the person who's comfortable, with the person who doesn't want to work hard, and I'm fighting that, that in me, to where like, hey, Orlando, one more rep. Orlando, don't cheat yourself out. You can do one more. Just push it. Go a little harder.
Right.
So as of coping, to where like I'm gonna go to the gym, I don't do it just like that, but I do it, and I know it helps me out. So I could go to the park if I have a rough day. I just walk around, run throughout the trail, and it just helps me out. At the end,
that is true.
I do get a little tired, but hey, mentally I feel much better, and I'm ready to go and continue with my day or with my night.
That's that fresh air, dude. The fresh air is good for you. But to your point, don't ever tell yourself it's heavy. Whenever, before you're about to pick something up, just in your mind, just psych yourself up. Be like, this shit's light. I can pick this up. You just got to confuse your nervous system.
Hey, but I'll be honest with you. I started going from like 8 pounds, like with basic, because I'm in a gym class. I'm not gonna say I work out alone. That's a future step, a future goal that I have. But I do go to a class, and then I do a one-on-one session with a trainer. But first, like the first few weeks, I would try to go for the 8, 10, or 12 pounds. Then I moved up to the 15 pounds, and now it's just like I go to the 20s, and I'm like, what the heck? Or I see myself like doing.
So ladies, if you're listening, Orlando's getting thick.
Hey,
he getting strong over here, baby.
If my future wife is out here listening to this, I want to let you know I love you. I'm waiting for you.
And he's building up his body for you.
Trying to lose his stomach too, but no, but I just see that level of consistency where I'm like, man, I wasn't able to do this at all, and now I'm just like, oh my God. Like lunges, for example, I would have to do a lunge, pause, reset, and do the other lunge. Now I go from one foot to the other, just lunges. And I'm just like, what the heck? Like a few months ago, I couldn't even do that. But now I just do it without thinking. I share some of my fitness stuff on my IG. So, I just want to motivate people. Like, hey, I'm not the most athletic. I'm a little heavy. I'm heavy, but with a lot of love.
He's heavy, but he's still sexy.
I'm not gonna say all that.
I'm gonna say it for you.
I appreciate that. No homo though. But
okay.
I just enjoy the gym. It helps me cope with who I want to be.
Yeah, for sure. For any mood, if I'm in a good mood, it's there. If I'm in a bad mood, if I'm angry, if I'm sad, it's there. So it's my happy place. It's my escape for any emotion that I'm feeling in life. It's my go-to place for sure. But outside of working out, honestly, I think this is probably something that most of us probably do. I would say just listening to music that you can relate to, that can either change your mood, inspire you, or I guess just that's relatable to what you're feeling and what you're going through in that moment. So music for sure goes hand in hand with gym for me.
It's kind of funny. I think we became like pretty good friends after we found out.
I discovered that Orlando was a fan of Kevin Gates.
Shout out to Kevin Gates.
So if anybody knows Kevin Gates, yeah.
Would you say that was like
I was surprised because I didn't think you liked that kind of. I've always been a big hip hop fan and been a big rap fan, but I never took you to be somebody who liked hip hop. I'm not gonna cap. I thought you were probably like into like gospel music or some shit.
Hey, I listen to a little bit of everything, but
Yeah.
But no, I think Kevin Gates, he was probably one of the people that.
All my diamonds, really diamonds.
No, but it's like a little bit of trap, rap, hip hop, real gangster.
He's a good mix of everything.
So
got a little bit of everything.
I really enjoyed the mix, and
yeah,
and same here. I enjoy music. I have like 3 happy songs that I put on whenever I'm kind of like in a low mood.
What genre? What are the 3 songs?
I won't name them, but
This is your genre. Like, what's the tempo? What is it?
So one of them, I think like 2 of them are in Spanish that I put, and then the other one is like worship music. So I do enjoy listening to worship music. Like if I've had a tough day, then I'll just put on some worship music. If I'm mentally frustrated, I'll put on worship music.
Yeah.
But like I'll keep those songs to myself. I mean, I'm being a little selfish with the viewers right now, but
Hey, look, it's all good.
But I do.
Kevin Gates is enough to inspire a whole generation.
Hey, no, but I enjoy listening to rap, Spanish, reggaeton. What is it? What is it that we like? Corridos, banda, worship music, gospel, Christian rap.
It's a little. I don't know about that. That's not for me. But for you. Yes.
But rock. It's because whenever people ask me what kind of music do you like, I'm just everywhere. Like
I'm a hoe with music. I like it all.
Hey, it is.
Hey, baby, I've been around with the music.
Respect.
Yeah.
So I enjoy everything. And I think music has a big influential part in your life. If you're sad, you tend to listen to sad songs. If you're trying to get hyped, and you put on hype songs, and if you're just trying to be a little hoe, then you put on Bad Bunny, But let me not be the one to judge.
Nah, I can relate, yeah. So whenever I'm in a bad mood, I usually try. If I want to change my mood, I'll listen to something hype. So typically, I'll go to EDM, and that'll just because it's so up tempo, it'll just be like, all right, now I'm going. It's getting me a little bit of hype, so it changes. It puts me in a better mood.
You know who I was listening to recently? Avicii.
Avicii, yeah.
Man, like I forgot he committed suicide.
He didn't commit. Did he commit suicide?
Yeah, he committed suicide.
I thought he died because of an alcohol. No, he overdosed on pills or some shit, right?
No, he committed suicide. But the point is that he died, and I was just like, what the heck? Like Avicii was like one of our lifetime we're 25. Avicii was what 20. He would have been like 33 maybe at this point. But I'm just like, damn, like, but you have your old school people like Tiesto.
Yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of DJs. There's a shitload out there. But yeah, for sure. EDM, I didn't mean to cut you off, but EDM, whenever I'm feeling sad, whenever I'm feeling hype, I usually listen to some trap shit. Old school Gucci, Future, the real Gucci, not the clone. I'm talking about old school. Listen to Houston rap too, just to hype, like something chill, mellow. And if I'm ever, I used to be really bad about if I was already in a bad mood and listen to sad music, which is why I fucking loved XXX Tentacion.
Okay.
I love his music.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
We've lost a lot of good
artists. Juice WRLD was pretty dope too. Mac Miller's Mac Miller was my childhood. But yeah, I used to. When I was already in a sad mood, I would listen to music that was sad. I kind of got away from that because I'm like, well, this shit's just gonna make it feel worse. So how about we try to hype ourselves up a little bit? So I'll still listen to the sad stuff, but it's not as prevalent in my playlist anymore. Just because I'm trying to avoid some of that.
You ever get tired of listening to music? Like I get to some points where like I just don't know what to listen to anymore, and I'm just frustrated, and I just try to cope with something else. Like, do you feel like that?
Specifically with music, no, because I can just switch genres. So I go hip hop, EDM, country to Spanish, do Spanish rock, Spanish
reggaeton. You like Christian what?
Yeah. Then if I get tired,
I'm sorry, you like country what?
Yeah,
I said Christian music.
If I do like country music. Shout out Midland. Midland's probably my favorite band. But yeah. Midland, and I like Jason Aldean too. But once I get done with like Spanish, then I'll switch to metal or rock because WWE, all those guys at least whenever we were growing up, all those guys came out to rock songs.
I do have a WWE workout playlist.
Yes, all the intros to SmackDown and Raw and ECW later on were all rock songs too. So it's like, yeah. Sometimes I'll be squatting and I'll just put CM Punk's entrance music on. I'm like, I'm gonna pipe bomb this shit. Only wrestling fans will get the reference, but yeah. So I don't necessarily think I ever get tired of listening to music, but if I do, I'll listen to podcasts. But I'll usually listen to podcasts whenever I'm multitasking, doing something else. I don't ever just sit down and listen to podcasts unless it's really that interesting. Lex Friedman is my favorite podcast. I don't know if you've ever listened to him, but he's a engineer from MIT, and he just talks to people from all across the scope, and he just tries to ask people like deep philosophical questions, and it's kind of hilarious. He's like, so what's the meaning of life? What is love? What is for people? So
Baby,
like,
don't hurt me.
So he'll be talking
No
to like
more.
a mathematician, and he'll be well, what is the meaning of love? Like, bro, this dude does math for a living. He don't give a fuck about that shit. But watching them struggle,
01010101.
yeah, watching them struggle through the answers is pretty interesting. But podcasts and then audiobooks, just because I like history and I like to see, I guess, the world through other people's eyes and life experiences. So if I ever do get tired of music, it'll be one of those two. But typically, just coping mechanisms in general, music, and typically, if ever I'm like really upset, I'll go for a drive. I'll just go around, turn on the spaceship, hit the rocket launcher on, hit the boost, and then just coast.
How do you survive though without your helmet? And
I got a helmet. Y'all just never see me drive it. You just see me drive with it. Got a helmet. I got a whole space suit. I gotta ask for clearance from air traffic control before I take off. It's a whole thing. Y'all just turn on and go, baby. I gotta make a couple phone calls before I take off. So yeah, typically just music, drive, gym. You know, I wish I had more coping mechanisms, but honestly, between gym and music, I can cheer myself up.
well, can I get a little deep with you? Like, do you ever have a negative coping mechanism to where like you may be outlashed with people or?
I like to drink. Yeah, I will say that, but I don't ever drink by myself. I only drink socially. I don't ever go home and like, oh, let me have a drink. So I wouldn't necessarily think that that's a negative. As far as lashing out on people, that's not really a coping mechanism. That's just blowing up on somebody. But
I mean, well, we could get a little technical. We could, it's a little we could argue about that, but I would say
I guess for some people to make themselves feel better, yeah, they would have to put somebody else down. If I ever blow up on somebody, it's usually, I don't blow up on strangers. It'll be somebody who knows me already. Like, they'll just do something that annoys me, and I'll be like, yo, like, what are you doing? Da 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 da. But typically, I feel like an asshole after, so I'll just be like, maybe we should calm down before we talk to somebody like that. And that's not really something that I guess makes me feel better. If anything, it just makes me feel like an asshole.
Do you ever seek somebody that you trust or any professional help, like as far as like you're maybe a supervisor or a friend or anything like that, or a parent or family member?
Kanye. Kanye. If I'm ever really that sad, I'll turn on Kanye's "Can't Tell Me Nothing." I'll just put that bitch on repeat. Da, da, da. So, but no, I don't. If I'm ever really that, I'm not really. I guess I don't really have negative thoughts. Maybe when I was younger, because I was trying to figure out the world.
But not necessarily negative thoughts. It's just you've had a hard day. You just want to vent to somebody, or one of your friends pissed you off, or one of your friends didn't make it to the podcast, so you just want to vent.
No, I don't like to talk to people about my problems in general. I don't know if that's a good thing or a negative. I don't like to burden people with whatever, because it's all bullshit at the end of the day. Like, there's not that serious. Like, oh, I had a bad day at work. Like, I didn't get along with my coworker. Like, man, fuck my coworker. You can kiss my ass. Go fuck what he thinks. And that's my automatic trigger. Is just, if I have a bad day, I'll sit in the car, I'll laugh, and I'll be like, tomorrow will be better. I'm not that worried about it. Because at the end of the day, tomorrow will always come. I'm not going to sit here and trip about minor things. As long as I'm doing what I got to do and I'm working towards my goal and towards my mission, all that minor shit can kiss my ass.
Hey, but you know, tomorrow's never promised. So
It's not, but it's more than likely going to come. It's not a promise, but as long as I don't die when I go home today, I'll wake up in the morning.
you'll be all right.
Yeah. Like we talked about on the last podcast, I don't. If I die, I die. I don't fear death, bro. It is what it is. We all got a day. We all got a number.
It is what it is.
It could be, asteroid could hit this motherfucker tomorrow. We all don't wake up. Could go out like the dinosaurs. I'm not worried about it. I don't fixate my life on what if I don't wake up. Nah, fuck it. We gonna wake up in the morning.
No. I try to take a different approach. I do. I don't know if I have any negative ways I cope with my problems or whatnot, but with my family, I do sometimes, with my brothers, like if they piss me off, and sometimes I will lash out on them. But I think I'm very patient with them. I'm very patient.
But is that a coping mechanism? Like, because I feel like you would feel bad about it after. I don't think that would make you feel better.
Sometimes you just gotta let it out. If your little brothers are being annoying and heckling you, then you just.
Or if you're in Vegas and your boys are pissing you off and you just do the full round table and just start burning bridges.
Hey.
Guilty.
But I will say I'm guilty, of either getting upset with people. Sometimes I try not to be nasty or anything like that, because that's not who I am. Yeah. But I am someone that will lash out every once in a while. Not with everyone, of course, because not everyone can handle that.
Yeah.
But as far as like speaking with people, I feel like I do have a few people I can talk to. I think I share your thought where I don't like to burden people with my problems, because it's like how many times I've been heartbroken before, but how many times do your friends really want to hear, oh, I'm so heartbroken, I'm still crying over this girl, I'm still this and this.
I mean,
because it gets annoying,
Yeah, it would be, but I would be sensitive to it if it was a long-term girlfriend or somebody that I knew you really liked. If it's somebody that you only dated for a couple of months, I'd be like, come on, dude, like.
I don't know. I do get a little impatient sometimes, because whenever people are like, oh, this girl, this girl, she's not even worth it, But so that's my type of thought. I don't like to be a burden to people, but I do feel like I have people that I can talk to, vent to, and I don't do it all the time. I think this is why like a lot of my friendships end up working out, because it's like, I'm not there all the time, but my friends know that I'm there if needed.
Yeah, if we ever need you, you'd be there. So you're a very dependable and reliable person.
So I try to be, but coping is kind of hard, because not everybody knows how to cope with their emotions or handle their emotions or how to just try to pass on a certain mood. There's people like what's been your worst experience with like somebody that doesn't know how to cope with their feelings, like whether it's work, personal life, school, whatever. You have the story that you can share?
I'll do two. So I'll give you I want to elaborate. I'll just put it out there for myself, and
but you know what I mean? Like someone that doesn't.
Just alcohol, bro.
People, that doesn't have that scapegoat, and they probably just use something negative or.
Well, scapegoat would be blame something different, but their escape. Just people who, I guess, turn to the bottle, turn to drugs, turn to alcohol. Like, that's not going to solve your problem.
So you have a story then about that?
I don't have a story about it, but just in general, like I've known people who did drugs or would just get drunk just to feel something or just to drown in their sorrows. But yeah, that I think that would be a negative coping mechanism. And then for myself, in my younger days, I'm not going to elaborate. I'm not going to tell any stories, but Tinder was my coping mechanism, and I'll leave it at that.
Hey, I mean, everyone has their own thing, out there. But now you're a champion, man.
Yes, sir. I was a champ back then too, just a different kind of champ.
No comment.
No comment. I'm not gonna tell any stories. No, that's behind us. We've grown up, and we've learned how to deal with our emotions and our insecurities. So
no, I think something that I hate is just people that that are kind of sneaky about. they use like to escape their problems. They just try to go behind and talk bad about other people and
I guess that's going back to the idea where you're blowing up on people where you got to put other people down to make yourself feel better. But that's just being immature. Like,
well, I mean, I've seen it a lot in the workplace, not only like my current job, but before. It's like, I'm saying you as in general, but you forget to do something, then you blame somebody else, or you forget to do something, and now you blame that other person for another different problem and try to get the attention away from you. So I've seen that a lot. I've seen it like at church. I've seen it in my workplace. I think in our friendships too, sometimes we see it all the time. So that's what I kind of really do hate. It's like, if you messed up, then own up to it. Don't try to like escape through lying or stuff like that. So
yeah, I think I'm especially with y'all, pretty blunt.
I mean, we're a different type of breed, though.
We're built different,
Hey,
we're built for tough. Unless you're a Chevy boy, then seek out my cut. But it's a different topic altogether. But I don't. As far as people who maybe put other people down to make themselves feel better, I don't think I've ever really done that, because I wouldn't want somebody talking shit behind my back. I don't like people who are passive aggressive. Like, if we got something, like, let's just say it. Like, I'm right here. We're not gonna fight about it. We're not gonna talk about it. You're not gonna hurt my feelings by telling me something. So, like, what do you got to say?
Well, what I've kind of dealt with too personally is that sometimes you try to get rid of the blame from you. So you try to remove the blame the other person, or just put the blame, and sometimes you just never get anywhere with that.
Yeah, but
sadly,
even at work, like, if you're ever in a situation at work where you genuinely fucked up and you just say, that was my bad, I'm the one that did it, usually everybody's pretty cool about it. Like, oh, okay, next time let's try to do this. You just avert causing more attention to yourself down the road because people don't feel like they can trust you, as opposed to just owning up to it and getting it out of the way. So I don't know. I don't understand the thought process behind throwing somebody else under the bus, because if I ever do fuck up, I'll admit that I fucked up. It's not.
I think that should be the best way for you to do, and just be honest about that type of situation. Yeah, like before this podcast, we tried to shoot this the first time, and I stood up, and Orlando just canceled my ass, and this is why I'm kind of in a bad mood, because it's the second time we got to shoot this shit, bro. So, but that's neither here nor there. Did you really get pissed off?
A little bit.
I got pissed off that you didn't trust me that I would hit the record button on the...
Hey, look. It's happened before, brother. It's happened before.
Like, I'll be honest with the viewers. Like, I've forgotten...
All 5 people watching.
Hey, I mean, but we appreciate the support.
Yeah,
but I've forgotten to hit record on the mixer before.
Yeah,
it was you and I. I forgot to hit record. I'll be honest. It was a Thanksgiving special. So if you watched the Thanksgiving video, we recorded the Thanksgiving video, and it
was not nearly as good as the first one that we did.
It was not.
It was not even close. But
I don't think we ever forgotten to record a video, but audio, yes. And what I do now is I record audio on my laptop and on the mixer to be on the safe side.
And while we're in the spirit of being honest, we don't know what the hell we're doing. We're just doing this for fun. It's just Orlando and I, and occasionally Leo and Chris at this point, who decided to join us. Well, Leo couldn't make it, but whatever. But hopefully he feels better.
But our future lawyer, we don't know what's going on, so
he bailed on us last minute.
If so we just say a prayer for him, then we'll really.
My coping mechanism to deal with my friends when they bail on me is to talk shit about them.
Hey, on the cool, we've been fake to each other quite a bit over the last few years. But I don't know how we still remain friends.
Who, you and I, or
us
in general?
Us in general. I think out of everybody, I'll say I'm the realest one. But I do flake sometimes, or I do show up late a lot.
I show up late too. I don't know. I think we just really, honestly, Pelon's the one that's kept us together. This is completely off topic about coping mechanisms. But Pelon is my coping mechanism, bro. I'll throw that out there. Whenever I'm having a bad time, whenever I'm having a bad day, I'll look back at the memories and the atrocities that I committed with this man, and just look back and just look at the videos and be like, damn, I was fucked up.
Hey,
and then I'll crack a smile, I'll crack a laugh, and I'll just reminisce on the good times that I had. So maybe that is a coping mechanism, just reminiscing on the good days that maybe weren't that good, but in the moment they were pretty good.
Hey, but I'll give Billon a big shout out, even though me and him are in a little feud right now. You know, we'll talk about that later maybe. But
Got to suplex his ass to the table.
Hey, it's gonna happen. But I remember going to College Station. You know, I'll probably get lost 2-3 days there at a time every weekend. But he really said, you know, if you ever want to come, just come through. Let me know. We'll you have a bed to stay. We got pictures and all that stuff. You know, we've had a lot of good, crazy times, and it's just, you know, being able to drive out there, having a good time with them. And Pelon is a really good host. He's changed over the years. You know,
he's an asshole now. He ain't shit now.
If I think about how crappy my life is, I think about how crappy Pelon's life is. And
for the viewers at home, you will meet this man very soon. So, but hold on, before we continue, would you say that making the drive out to C-Stat was your coping mechanism?
It was, and seeing him too. He put a smile on my face.
He always puts a smile on my face. Not anymore, because he turned into a little bitter prick. Because he's a middle-aged man at 25, got a house, 3 kitties, and a wife. But you know, we still love you, baby. We still love you.
You think he'll watch this episode?
He don't watch us. He don't watch us.
But I think that being said, it's just like, you know, if you have any friends out there, you know, always check up on them, make sure they're good. You never know. Like, I think we've been really good at hiding a lot of our stuff from each other.
Our personal lives?
Yeah, like we're personal with we get personal with each other, but I think with the podcast we've been able to discover a lot of things that we kind of didn't know about each other. So
yeah, for sure.
I think if you're viewing this right now, you know, I just encourage you to always keep that open door policy with your friends. You know, you don't have to get into details, but it's important to be there for each other and find a way to control negative energies and negative vibes or negative feelings you have. And so I think that's pretty much it for the conversation that I have to say. You know, it's just be there for each other and try to be patient and understanding with people. What about you?
It's gonna be okay, Orlando.
She broke my heart, but I still love her. I'm just kidding.
Which one? And with that being said,
no comment.
I'd like to close the podcast by saying, we lie, we cheat, we still the champions. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Have a good one.